Hi everyone, masofdas here, and a few weeks ago, actually it might be months ago now, I did a video taking a look at the Xbox 360 games I would like to see backwards compatible on the Xbox One, and I'm doing a similar again now. I really was going to do this ages ago, and there's a few other videos I've wanted to do, and it's taking a look at some original Xbox games I would like to see come over to the Xbox One, because obviously the original Xbox game, there's a few like Halo 2, like a big game, but obviously there's the Halo 2 anniversary in the Master Chief Collection, so I kind of see that's sort of pointless. And there's a few other games like that. You might think, why is that on the list? There may be like a HD version or like a 360 version, or it's too obvious. I tried to go on some more unusual titles and that on this list. So actually, all the rest is going to be video footage, just not this still image from here on. So I'm going to go through the games of what I would want to see. And the first one is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's a few licensed titles on this list, and they may never come. But the Buffy the Vampire Slayer game on the original Xbox, the first one, there's Chaos Bleeds, was really good licensed game. It was early on in the original Xbox lifecycle. I think it was originally meant to be a Dreamcast game. You might see a lot of Sega and Dreamcast stuff relations on this list, and it's just really good, like third person actiony game based on the movie license. It's better than it should have been, if that makes any sense. Yes, a really unusual title that I like to see. And the next one after that is also a movie game, and that's the Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. Maybe one of the best licensed games, apart from maybe like GoldenEye or something. Really good. The only problem with this one, there is again licenses. There's Dark Athena, which they added content, and that was I think that was a 360 game. But everyone, I think, always remembers the original on, obviously, the original Xbox game. Weird first-person stealth sort of game, filling in a gap of the timeline, so it's like canon and stuff of the Riddick series. Really good, really worth checking out if you can. Again, there is Dark Athena on the 360. I think it came to other consoles as well. So that. Next one's Dead or Alive Ultimate. I've gone for Ultimate, not 3, because obviously it has 1 and 2. 1 is just like a straight sort of port from the Saturn, not that great 2 at all. But Dead or Alive 2 is like totally like redone, like with like the Dead or Alive 3 engine. Like obviously they've had time to work on it, so it looks fantastic. I still would say it holds up to today, but it's another one. Like, we have Dead or Alive 6 coming. Will Techno Koei want to go back and let this on Xbox, especially I was going to say with online, but obviously that wouldn't be a thing now. So it's a weird one, because obviously without multiplayer and that, is it worth having? But it's a game that I think it's one of those games that could get lost in time due to sequels online not being irrelevant anymore, stuff like that. Yeah, but Dead or Alive 2, it holds up. I still think it holds up on the Dreamcast as well. It really holds up on the Xbox version of that. Keeping with Sega and Dreamcast and that, the next one's Gun Valkyrie. Again, this is a bit of a cult classic on the original Xbox. Controls are really weird. You could play as like 2 characters. I remember playing as the girl character. I think her campaign was like slightly easier and stuff, and obviously she's like on the cover. She's sort of like the main star, but you know what they like say, sex sells, etc. So maybe that's why they put her on. The cover was like a really good game. I think again it was meant to be a Dreamcast game, came to the original Xbox instead. I can't remember if it was early on in the console's life or not, but yeah, really good, really worth checking out if you can. And it's the sort of thing I can see coming to the Xbox One, due to the fact that Sega's put titles out, so no license things and stuff like that. It's a single player game, so it's quite an easy one, I think, to bring over. One that I wouldn't think would be is Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Again, much like Buffy, really good, like third-person action game. But I dread to think the license stuff in that, because obviously Lucas and stuff, unless Disney just own all of it, because obviously we've had Star Wars games. That's one of the reasons I included it, because we've had the Star Wars games come to Xbox One, like Battlefield and Battlefront and stuff. So I can see it having a chance to coming. There may be some weird stuff holding that back compared to other games on this list. Next one is Jet Set Radio Future. Big Jet Set Radio fan. Again, should be simple. To bring over Sega. They own the license and stuff. It's a favourite of original Xbox fans and that. I think a lot of people got it with their console. I remember getting it bundled with Sega GT. Didn't include Sega GT on this list. I just don't think it's needed. You have way better racing games on the original Xbox and obviously on the Xbox 360 and obviously the Xbox One, like Forza Horizon 4. A really good game. Really think people need to check that out. I would prefer a HD like remaster of it, but I think because of the art style it still holds up today. Next one is actually like a pair double one because I wasn't sure which one to go for. And that's World Munchies Odyssey and Stranger's Wrath. Both back in the day, original Xbox exclusives. Stranger's Wrath and Munchies have come other things since. Like Stranger's Wrath, there's a HD version on PS3, on PSN, and it's even coming to the Switch. That version, I don't know why there hasn't been an Xbox One version, seeing that's where the game started. That would be like the preferred version because obviously with HD textures and stuff like that, and but both are really good games. Like the weirdness of original Xbox that they would have these sort of strange games, especially in Munchies Odyssey. That was like a launch title, and it was like really strange and like the humor in that. So that's really good. Next one is another Sega title, but this is a game from Software. Obviously, the guys that did Dark Souls and that, really famous studio now. And that's Otage. There's obviously the two games, Myth of Demons and the sequel, Immortal Warriors. I would love both of these to come. Again, should be simple. Sega presumably own IP, both all single player, no multiplayer. Easy, I would say, to bring over. From Software, a huge studio. I can see people wanting to go back and play this. Just look at Metal Wolf Chaos, like Devolver now bringing the HD version of that, and loads of people want that game. Well, until like a couple of years ago, I don't think anyone would have cared if that was came or not. And now, because that was a From Software game, people do. I can see the same with this. And we continue the Sega run, which is Outrun 2/2016 Coast to Coast. Obviously, that's like a sort of like a Game of the Year enhanced version of Outrun 2. Either version would be great, but even though this is Sega and Sega own the Outrun IP, obviously it has the Ferrari cars and stuff in there, which obviously has been a huge issue. I believe the Outrun games that were released on PSN and Xbox Live and stuff like that, since they were all taken down due to the license problems. And you even see now recent games like Activision put out like remasters of like the Marvel Event Ultimate Alliance games, and they were up for like a couple months and then taken down because Activision's Marvel license expired. So get them. A new Outrun game would actually be brilliant as well. But yeah, really fun arcade sort of racing games. And we finish it. Originally this was going to be Silent 2 Interferes, which was like the subtitle of the Xbox version when it came over from PS2, but the Silent Hill HD collection is compatible with the Xbox One now. The HD versions of Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 are pretty dreadful, to be honest. Like how the fog works and that, it's like non-existent due to like the extra power of the consoles. So what made it was like a restraint back in the day and added the atmosphere. It was like, yeah, they're not great at all, but there is a way to play Silent Hill 2 on the Xbox One at the moment. But there isn't a way to play The Room. That's the fourth game in the series. And a lot of people sort of forget about this game. Silent Hill 1 obviously was a big game on the PS1. 2 was even bigger, came to PS2. Obviously original Xbox after, obviously like the whole story. 3 does get looked at now and again. It's like HD. But 4 is like a weird one because it's obviously set in this room and thing, and I think it sort of gets overlooked. I don't know if it gets overlooked more in 3. They're two like iffy ones and stuff that are actually good games. 4 is a good game. I think people forget that, especially when you look at the Silent Hill games after, like Homecoming, Downpour and stuff. There is an odd one, it might be Downpour, it's like the pseudo remake of number 1 that's like on Wii. That's fairly decent. But yeah, that is like the 10. I say 10 is like it's a cheaty like 12 list due to some series and stuff like that. But yeah, which original Xbox games would you like to see come to the Xbox One? Obviously there is obvious ones, like I said, Halos and stuff like that, but there is ways to play them. Anyway, I've been masofdas. Check out Guilty Spark, that's like my blog now, mainly Xbox focused, but I did have a review of Garden Between on there, which isn't actually on the Xbox One, but is on like everything else, so you might have a way to play it, and there will be other things like that on there. If you know Sony announced the PS5 or something tomorrow, I would most probably put that on there, for instance. But yeah, anyway, see you again.